truly grateful. And thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I come back to the question.
Why did you come?
Why did I come? It's an easy
Because people
question.
don't come home.
It's an easy question to answer, but also a difficult one. Easy question to answer because this is home. So no matter where you go, you can try and assimilate and try and adopt other cultures and things like that. Yes, you are. I mean, as human beings, we are capable of doing that. But there is always something that tells you, that makes you, when you come back to your country or your home, you feel home.
That's right.
You know, when I was in the UK and I come on holiday, when we are about to land, you look at Gambia and you see all those small houses and roads and all of that. While you're in the air about to land, you ask yourself, why am I coming here? But when you land, you touch the ground.
Boy, Nyonga.
Yes, Nyonga, how are you? Somebody is there to hug you. You just feel at home. So that's one reason I came back. But another reason, I've always in my heart felt that at some point I want to come back and give back to my country. And that is the second reason. I didn't know in what capacity. I even thought maybe I'll come back as a minister, as a pastor. I didn't know. I didn't rule that out.
Well, don't rule it out. Don't rule it out. Never say never.
Never say never. So I and here I am. I came back working at the University of the Gambia.
And I know one time you came on vacation.
Yes.
And you conducted some training on
Yes.
procurement.
Yes.
So I was looking at, okay, that's our GPPA director. I'm not lobbying, but he's good, by the way. And were there differences in the training and in the operations here? Was there added value you were able to bring forth? Was there receptivity or we like for it for a dialogue?
I think so. I was coming and delivering this training, of course, pro bono, to the Gambia Public Procurement Authority.
Did you say pro bono?
Yes, pro bono.
Now, can I press that a bit? If you did that in the UK, per hour, what would you be getting?
I'll have a lot of money.
A lot of money. But you came and you gave back.
And I gave back to the country. But you know, I mean, I don't want to deviate, but you know, when you offer things, I later on found out that when you offer things free of charge, I don't think people appreciate it that much. So in terms of now that I am here and I'm seeing the practice, I'm seeing how things are done. I think we have a long way to go. We have a long way to go. I think in terms of procurement, the overriding objective of procurement is to deliver value for the taxpayer. In other words, is to find ways you can expand the how much your dollars can buy for the taxpayer. That's the overriding goal. And this has to be done within the context of certain principles. And these principles are fairness, transparency, and openness. So whatever process you are conducting, it has to meet these three criteria.
Is that where e-procurement comes in?
E-procurement is a tool to help you do that, to help especially transparency. You know, there is nothing. So if you have a proper e-procurement system, you are able to monitor who went in, who didn't come. You are able to monitor whether a tender document was submitted on time or it was not, because the system stamps it when it came, when it was delivered. So the e-procurement is a tool to facilitate or help to enhance the transparency, the core principles of public procurement. And I think it's something that is lacking here, and we need to have that. But you cannot have an effective e-procurement system and process if the people continue the way they are. The attitudes have to change.
Somebody has once said, we need a critical mass. It's changed. Do you think with the critical mass it will happen, or the system has got to a point where you can't do anything? is entrenched, is enshrined, and is going nowhere. Or a critical mass of procurement experts here and outside all Gambia will be able to slowly bring a contribution.
I think this is it's been an subject that I have always debated within me, and I've always looked at. The question is, how can we bring change
I think I'm hearing feedback.
in this country? How can we bring change, especially within administration, public administration?
Yeah.
Critical mass, I think it will help, but maybe it's not the main thing, in my opinion. Yes. You know, it has to do with people's values. And for me, I would like to look at it this way. I mean, if I take my personal life, you know, I think the church played a very big role in my life. You remember those days when we had the message of purpose, that we were born for a purpose. You know, so that helped to shape you. And then obviously the teachings that you hear about being righteous, living holy, trying to be, don't take what is not yours. Those basic things, that values, those are the core values that are helping me now. And it is from those values, I draw my conviction, my strength, and I'm able to do the things that I'm doing. So what am I saying? I'm saying that yes, critical mass will help, but I also think that people need to go back to the simple basics and really have core values that will help us as a community, as a nation, to take our nation forward.
Well, if you just joined us, I'm having this chat. It's becoming very cerebral with Dr. William Sarr Jabang. He's Director of Operations, Chief Director of Operations at U.T.G. And we go a long way, some 37 years, and we are just chatting. So enjoy him. Dr. Jabang, when you went to the UK and you saw what would be principles, systems, at work, did you feel that because of the size of our country, it's possible to just pick a little thing here and there?
Absolutely, Pastor. Pastor, when I come to this country, I just see that this country can easily be transformed. We just need to have right processes. We need to have right systems. We need to have good human resource that have good value systems that I'm talking about, to change this nation. I mean, look at it this way. You're talking about a population of about 2.3 million, or less than 3 million. Let's talk about, let's say there's a population less than 3 million. If somebody brings in £1 billion into this country, this economy will feel it. They will feel the impact of that, £1 billion here. But if you take it to other countries, it wouldn't shake the economy that way. Just to show you that this is a small country. Our main issues is about how we are able to, or how we, as a nation, how we organize ourselves, and what is our determination, or what are we determined really to change this nation. There's many people who are not ready to make a change in this nation.
All right, let me pause a bit, because I keep hearing myself on these speakers. If you can switch the speakers off, please. My question to you, sir, is that Is it that people have given up because they tried and they were swimming against the tide? Or is it that somehow just missed the bus last?
I've just been here for 1 year and a half. I'll be lying to tell you that I have not thought of going back. You know, I came in with a lot of zeal, with a can-do attitude that is possible, but you come up against it in this country. Gambia has got a unique something about it. It's not good. I mean, I dwell I dwell with only on public service and how we can change this country. I think, you know, we should not even try to think of things far off. It's just the basic things. Respect, punctuality. You know, you come for a meeting. The meeting is at 10 o'clock. Then you are greeting everybody. The meeting has already started. You come in at 10:30. You know, 30 minutes late. You would have thought you come slowly and sit down. When you have a chance to speak, you say, I apologize for coming late. So on. And then we can go. No, when you come, you greet everybody. So we have to stop. Wait for you to greet. And then we start. So it's not even the big thing, but let's not even stretch our minds to think about, oh, we are looking for that one thing, let's make it, that thing. No, it's the simple thing. Punctuality, respect, obey the rules. I don't have laws that you must obey. That's a big problem. You know, I mean, we have to all ensure that, you know, at the end of the month when you get your salary, you have a sense of fulfillment that you work for it. No, but you want to beat the system. You want to make sure that you invest so much energy on how you're going to beat the system. You know, it's not magic. It's not rocket science. Exactly, that's the word. It's not rocket science. Let's not even scratch our head to talk about big things. It's just the simple things. That's what we need to do, and then we begin to see a big difference.
You think that regardless the tiring your attention, it's very position somehow set having great picture respect because when I went past the university, but the university is not past it. I was saying to a few people just yesterday, I think all universities somewhere in the world bear that worthy of
Character.
Do you think U.T.G and its extension stand poised in 10, 15 years to be functioning?
UTG will be 25 years, or is 25 years this year, 2020. It has made some progress. There is no, maybe that's an exaggeration, but most institutions you go to from this country will have graduates from UTG. And there are some who have been successful, who have gone on to do other things and have been successful. Um, in my own family, I can cite two who have gone through that U.T.G. One is in neurosurgeon, another one is in UK now. Vascular or something like that. There's something to do with muscles and so on, yeah, surgeon and so
I was thinking this.
on. No, it's me, of course.
Of course. There's William, there's Isaac, there's John.
Yeah.
John and Isaac, you know.
No, I think
Very good pastor.
no.
What about you, man?
I think it fits me. I tell them that when it fails in the natural, you bring your patients here. I lay hands on them.
I love that. So you have it by direction.
Yeah.
So they are good examples.
So they're a good example. But then there are also uh, other examples, right? Kind of makes you wonder if this individual actually did this. I mean, you hear stories of people who are got an attachment. They are not able to open the computer. Or they're not able to do simple tasks on the computer. Excel sheets and things like that. Word, being able to type and things like that. So you wonder, you know. So as an institution, I still have faith in the institution. But I think we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do. We have to get our systems, our processes right. And that's what we are working on. We're doing what we can. It's not easy to bring change, but I think U.T.G is coming. Another thing that concerns me is the quality of education. Not across, but not just U.T.G. There's a lot of Gambians who are having masters and bachelor's degrees from online universities, from universities that you're not really sure how whether the curriculum is up to standard. Exactly. And there are so many Gambians who are into that now. Many Gambians, some of them, if they cannot come to U.T.G, they look for an online course to do, and all of them are coming into our market. It is not currently, perhaps it's not felt, but the time is going to come. We're going to have so many Gambians bachelors who have graduated from universities and colleges and schools that we do not know, and the quality of education is going to. That concerns me. That really concerns me. So U.T.G as an institute has a very critical role to play now in our nation's journey to development. But it's currently it's just so many uh, things to deal with, and we are doing our best. We're making progress, baby step progress, and we hope that we will do what we can, and we hope that whoever comes afterwards will also continue to build.
So in terms of its faculty, what's the ratio?
So in terms of ranks, let's talk about professors. At the moment, we have very few Gambian-born professors. So most of our professors are coming outside the Gambia. And over the period, so there has been state through promotion, we are beginning to see our own Gambian-born professors. So if you look at the professors, we have more non-Gambian professors than Gambian. So if you come into a Senate meeting, it's more non-Gambians than Gambian. Now, others, when it comes to the next level of like doctors, yeah, associate profs, yeah. So we as associate profs, we have a few Gambians that are coming through now because that's the next level down. Now, if we talk about terminal people with a terminal degree, like just doctors and so on, yes, we are beginning to see a few more Gambians having degrees. But again, it comes for me. I think my concern is always quality. because Gambians just they don't assess whether this program I'm doing, what's the quality of this, or what's the ranking of this university. It's just an opportunity that's come. I've got a scholarship I'm going for. Then you come back with a PhD. But it's that, that's it. But we have a lot of Gambians at the University of Sponsorship.
It's an intentional sponsorship to upgrade.
Yes, so there is, we have a component on human resource development as part of our management objectives to develop the human capital. And there's intentional in terms of getting Gambians to go and stuff. But it's the typical thing. Gambian, they come home, they want more money quickly, and therefore, before you know, they've taken another job.
Well.
But can you blame them?
You
Maybe
can't blame
not.
them. I was going to
Maybe
say
not.
you really can't blame them. But we can get
We can.
if we reset the bottom of this area.
Absolutely.
If there was going to be national conference on campus education, or we've talked a lot about this.
You know, Pastor, who said this? When you speak to Gambians, whether in their attire booths or in a formal setting, Gambians can diagnose their problem. It's not a pro- it's, Everybody knows what the issue is, but it doesn't translate into action. So we can continue to have workshops and so on, but it just doesn't translate into action. And I just hope that we get to a point where we are all fed up of, of this talking and this status quo, and we just try to make a change, if not for anything else, but for our own and also the generation that's coming. That's what we need.
How does your theology
Mm.
play into everything? I know it's given strengthened our beliefs when we met 38 years
Mm.
but what added value?
It's always good to have a right perspective of the world around you, of who you are, and also to have a strong sense of belief of uh, your journey here on earth. And I mean, we can decide to say, well, you don't believe the hereafter. You can decide to say, well, you are setting your own personal moral standards are the best. You don't need to look at anybody else or anywhere else. You can decide to do that. But equally, you can also decide to acknowledge the presence of the hereafter life as a reality. You can also open yourself to the knowledge of to like seeking to do good for mankind, knowing that it's not waste. And my theology degree in Ghana, this was 92 to 96, 10 years ago, you know, it did not only just provide me the foundation of my values, but I think it continues to provide me the basis for knowing that, you know, life is not just all about me, but life is about living your life for God. I mean,
That just many, many, many years. What is the Christian message in nation versus duration? Can you remember that?
That's a long time
That's
past.
a very long time. That is something else.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that so life is more donation than duration. You can live for 100 years. Okay, let's forget that.
You get.
Not forget about it. So, and I'm wondering, somebody might be wondering, so this is a PhD and it's topic religion. I thought science and faith, religion are parallel lines going in opposite directions. How do you see it, Johnson?
No, eh, science, I think, is a tool to help strengthen your faith in God, because um, science gets to a point where it cannot explain. And if it cannot explain, and yet the issue or the matter that it cannot explain exists and is real, then obviously you begin to search beyond science. I think in the past, people have just, especially us the charismatic, we have just looked at science as an enemy, but science is not an enemy to our faith. In fact, science aids us in our faith, because you see, let's say for example, you pray for someone and the person get healed. Now, science can explain the sickness, what that sickness really means, and it can spell out the exposure, the danger the person, but yet the person is healed. Science cannot explain that. You know, it's like there was one man that Jesus healed. Is it Jesus or Jesus, the disciples? Now I'm confused. I can't remember. And the people were trying to say to him, no, don't say that. This, yeah, yeah. Don't say. Well, he said to them, it happened to me.
I know. I'm fully blind. I can see.
Exactly. So
He said,
yeah,
I don't know what to think about it.
yes. So science can say, oh no, they didn't. Maybe he was when he was born. Da, 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 da. But the man says it happened, and there are those occurrences every now and then. There's always an act that reminds us that there is something greater than just what science tells us is reality.
So when you went back to your master's, you were getting this books,
Yes, Oxford Books University. Yes.
when you get back to I know somebody who I said, me write a book? Are you joking? I just wrote 6 book. And which was jumping on Walter Rodney's book, How Europe Developed Africa, writing preface, the forward, notebook, bibliography, quarto sign. Are these people crazy? What was your transition point with the MBA and the PhD? Because I'm sure with your MBA you had a lot of in-person classes. Now a lot of it is online.
Yeah.
Tell us that.
So my MBA was done at Oxford Books in Oxford. So Oxford, you have the main university, Oxford University, which everybody knows, and then you have the Oxford Books, and that's where I did my MBA. It was a challenge, but I think I had my foundation actually at Central University. So for me, the big shock and change happened when I went to Central University. Because from here, because prior to going to Central University, I cannot write one page. I cannot. If you ask me to write one page on something, I cannot do it. But by the time we finished Central University, I was able to write a little a bit. Yeah, yes. And then I went to U.T.G. The style, the approach, the delivery, the teaching delivery is different. It's not like here where they give you loads of notes, you go and read. The lecturer comes in and lecture. He gives you references where you need to go and read, and then you read, understand the subject, and if you want, he can ask you to come and explain a concept because he's giving you the references and so on. That's it. He just come and lectures. He comes and stimulate your mind, yeah, and then goes. Whereas here, you are so fixated in fact, you want to write the notes for them.
I have
So that was a big challenge, but it's just with persistence, and you just commit yourself to doing it. It was not an easy thing, but you just keep doing it, and as you're doing it, and also my work as a procurement officer, you have to read a lot. You have to read contracts. You have to always read the small print, because if you don't, a supplier can derail a whole process. So you always have to read. So that also helped me to in terms of my being able to read a lot, being able to write, and so.
your scholarship or your subsequent.
No, I was self-supporting
Wow.
pastor. I tell you one story. There was one day I had to go to work, and I had an assignment to finish. Uh, so I went to work. I came back home, and then I just sat down. In fact, I didn't know. I may have eaten dinner. I kept working because I was working to a deadline. I worked up to 5 a.m. in the morning. I should have submitted my assignment at 12 midnight. So I submitted it anyhow, and I had to go for lectures to Birmingham. So I got in my car and I drove from London. No, I didn't sleep that day. From London to Birmingham. So it wasn't an easy one. I didn't have a stress, but God was good, I must say. Um, and I have a testimony around that because I was looking for a job around that time, and I applied to go to this place where they were going to. That was when I started doing this consultancy, and they were going to pay me a little bit more, and I was happy with it. So I was looking. I really wanted that job. I went for the interview, and they said you did well, but we have two of you. We cannot. We are going back to get the budget approved and so on. So I was hoping I will have that job. Then this job came. I went for the interview. They said, when are you going to start? And I said, I'm available. But the money wasn't good. So I went there just to hold on until this one comes. And this one never came. But this is where I stayed for 10 good years working as a consultant. And when, the first year of my PhD, I had to go for classes. They allowed me to go for classes, and still continue. Yet I was able to, even when it came to like my field work, I sponsored myself. I traveled around the country. I did not need any help. I had enough money to sponsor. And in the course of my 10 years in there, of course, I had more salary increase and so God provided.
Because every time you came up, it's a warm meeting from big ratings.
Of course, yes.
So was it Gambian? You guys were eating the benediction there, or you have done the fish and chips?
Yes. I
Mrs. Jabang.
yeah. So, and I just want, of course, I really thank God for my wife. I think he's been very, very supportive and very instrumental in my journey. Um, as a family, I mean, we've always like tried to support each other. And when I was studying, of course, it took a lot of our time as a family because I couldn't take her to so many places for holidays and so on. I tried to make it up to her, but yeah, we missed some of the days, but she was very supportive, and And when we were in UK, we tried to be like Gambian, as much Gambian as we can. So, Benachin, all of that. Yeah, when we come to Gambia, we smuggle some some catfish that we go to feed it to UK.
So as we start rounding up,
Yeah.
I hope this is not going to be a time we chat. Take me back to that. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, that's fun. And they put it on. I want you to link it for anyone because it's not really where you start, much as it matters. Just bring that there. Link it up.
Thank you very much, Pastor. I started at Marakisa Methodist Primary School, walking the street without any shoe. And I graduated. My terminal degree is from Birmingham University, Russell Group University. This is one of those universities that have existed for 100 years. So it's not a place you just go and you give you a degree because the processes are embedded. So you have to go through that rigorous academic process to get it. I've done it. And I am saying to anybody who is watching, I think the first thing is you have to believe whatever God tells you. And I mean, I'm not trying to make things spiritual. I want to be as practical as possible. But you have to see something in your mind eye. You have to look forward to something and hold on to it. And that's what will drive you. You can call it a goal, or you can call it a vision, you can call it whatever. But you have to see something and don't let any man take you away from it. I mean, it may not be easy. You will have knockdowns, but as long as you are not knocked out, keep going. Yes.
Donation.
But that's it. I keep saying, I say to people, God is not unfair. God is fair, very fair. You know, after a while, I mean, there are things that comes to you easily, and there are other things that are tough for you. God knows how He balances things. Somebody has got all the money, but is struggling with something else. Somebody has not got money, he's got peace. So God is not an unfair God. He knows He gives you what will bring out the best. It's a matter of time and being consistent. Yes, only Saturday, Sunday I was there. I went and I went to a church service there, and I walked in there, which I hadn't done for so many years. A lot of memories came back because the church is actually where the school is. It's inside the school.
Remember, you used to be my interpreter.
Yes, chloro,
When
chloro.
I'm preaching chloro to William, talk.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
But it's been a great joy, folks. I've been chatting with Dr. William Sarr Jabang. He's a brother, his friend, his family. And to say I'm proud is an understatement. We have journeyed through all kinds of situations, but we didn't have food, we didn't do anything. With bleak, but there we are. We are just in our 60s. We just don't believe that we are becoming the old past that we talk about.
Yes.
But I'm really proud, sir, that you came home and you are having fun. Atmosphere,
Mm.
atmosphere. Java FM is open to you.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there are people who would want to have some kind of maybe one-on-one mentorship, coaching with you. I'm just going to say look for him. Just ask who is the chief director of operations at U.T.G. I'm not going to give you his contacts online. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm not going to expose that. But in him, you're going to find a man who will help you, who will tell you his life story, who will coach you, who will guide you. But let me say, be ready to do the work, because if not, people will still get out. Young man, young woman, even a U.T.G. student, you may be seeing him walking up and down, driving his car. So, wow, I didn't know this one. I didn't have a theology degree, his master's and his PhD. This is him has always been simple as I've known it, but absolutely erudite and just loves his country and loves U.T.G. Just to say, by the way, we see you proud of you. I'm looking for the message you're going to preach today. I keep telling you that one day I'll just give you the microphone and say, come on, do it, Pastor. But thank you so much for being a friend, for being a brother. Once in a while, I confidant. Thank you so much. Thank you to your wife, the family. It's just been feeling.
Thank you.
But just tell me you are not one to say, Pastor.
I want you to pray for me, Pastor.
I should pray for you. Don't tell me you are getting close to that point. Or is it Mrs. Biggie calling you? Come home, come home.
No, I mean, no. It's just sometimes you have to. But we are not. I'm not. We're not turning back. We are here to stay. Uh, this country, in spite of all the things that are happening, I think sometimes we do see glimmers of hope, and I think we just continue to do what we are doing, just like what you are doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Um, Not only just within the four corners of the church, but the programs you're doing, the public speaking is really making an impact, and that is one way of contributing to this nation. I mean, Gambians generally don't want to speak, and even except in their own when they're in their view, yeah, that's right. But you're doing a phenomenal job, and also discovering through a lot of the topics that you are bringing. I mean, again, I just want to comment on the program that you have at Araba, where you were invited. Yes, yeah, that was great, and I hope people will visit that message and listen again. Let them not just take the religious lenses out. Listen to the message, what you were trying to say. So you're doing a great job. We'll continue to be behind, but admire you and support you.
Well, folks, there you go.
Yeah.
This is Dr. William Sarr Jabang, not John, not Isaac. This is the William. And so, but I think we should plan to have the three of you. And we'll
Okay.
just put some grammars on the table and just be chopping up, be seeing. But I know where my bias is. But thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Pastor. Really great.
So, well, folks, as I said, the chief director of operations, I think it's like DBC.
Yes, it's the DVC administration. Yes, so I'm the deputy vice chancellor when it comes to administration. So we have deputy vice chancellor for academic. Yes, and we currently have a vacancy in deputy vice chancellor for research. So that's the plan, is to have three vice chancellors. So mine is chief director of operations. So for anything administration comes with.
Plus Java.
Well, maybe let me not comment on that, sir.
We never know. We never know. But God is good.
Yeah.
All right, folks, it's been, I don't know how to end this because it's been so sweet, but thank you for joining us. I'll come your way again with somebody else. I won't tell you who. or with three people. I'm sure we know who it will be. And we'll sit down and we'll call it Pastor Forbes Church with Jabang brothers. Just maybe sisters. All right, folks. Have a great time.
Thank
God
you.
bless.